Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, creators. How are you all doing? Happy 2025. Do you hear that? Yes, I call you all creatives because I just think every single person is a creative. They just need to find their zone of genius creativeness because we are made in the image of a creator. Listen, guys, I am very excited for today's video. I am excited for 2025, as you can tell from the title. I've been thinking of this video for a while, but also this is my first official video of 2025. The reason I say official is because I've actually filmed a list of vlogs in the last month, which, by the way, I know I'm saying Happy New Year at the end of January, but like, listen, just vibe with me here, okay? Yeah, so I don't even know if those will go up or not because I was literally in the middle of my retreat, but there are some exciting things happening, and I was just like, this will be really good for the vlog. So like some hotel content, some house renovation content. So I did some of that. I don't know if I'll post it yet. I have yet to like conclude my content calendar for the coming months, at least for the first quarter. So I'm working on that. So that is when I will conclude whether I want to post those or not. But other than that, I really had to start with this video because I literally can't post anything else until I kind of take this video out, because like God is pressing in my heart for like weeks. But yeah, the reason now to get to it, how are you guys doing? Are you excited for 2025? Are you like, are you a January person? Are you a resolution person? This is gonna be a great video for you. If you're not, this is also a great video for you because maybe I have time to change your mind or perspective, okay, about goal setting, prayers, dreams, resolutions, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna share my understanding of it, how I do it, and how it's worked for me over the years. Because I didn't start making I would start setting goals for the year around 2018, not 2017. No, actually 2014 I started, but by then yeah, I started in 2014. They would usually look like work out more. I want not even work out more, workouts, because like I didn't work out back then. I was like what, 15? Me doing the math of how old I am. Never mind. Yeah, so it would be like I wanna work out this year. I wanna take more pictures this year. I wanna this was back when I still wanted to try modeling, until I actually tried modeling and realized like I like it but not like love it, whatever. But yeah, it started with simple things like that. So far, again, as I will be explaining within this video, the reason I love setting goals, I'm so sorry, today you're gonna hear a lot of us because my goal for these sit down videos for this year is for them to be like unedited and just literally feel like you're chatting. Get your coffee, get your tea, get your juice, get whatever, and let it just be like a chat with your very extremely energetic friend. And no, it has nothing to do with the coffee. Like, guys, I was off coffee and I was still like probably the most energetic person I know. So yeah, it's all natural. It's not even for the camera. If you know me in real life, you know. If you know, you know. So I hope this usually inspires you or like gets you energetic to go do something. I've had a few people tell me that, which is always the best comment. By the way, guys, y'all who call me or wait to meet me in real life to tell me the comments about what my videos do to your souls. Some of you tell me in real life and comment, love y'all. But some of y'all be texting me or DMing me, and I'm like, you know, you can say that. Other than the private, some personal testimonies I've heard, which is always like really heartwarming. But like the public ones, just put them there, okay? I digress. But yeah, if this video ever encourages you, inspires you, do you feel more energetic about it, do you feel more encouraged about it, please leave that comment down below, because one, for my own soul, it's really encouraging, but two, it does help other people. Like YouTube suggests this to more people because people are commenting and engaging. They're like, oh yeah, someone likes this video, let's send it to somebody else. So yeah, comment and leave a like. It is free, it is no charge, just like the video. And if you have yet to subscribe for more of your daily dose of good energy. Yeah, so what I was talking about, goals. I started back in 2013. It would be like one thing, two things, and then over the years I would keep setting them more. And then over the years, we started being taught about praying in the new year and setting your goals in the new year and praying about it. And over the years, I've had years where I was so discouraged, and I was just like, why in the world would I set goals if God is not going to do any of the things that I wrote last year? Or he only like did this one thing. Or like I've had so many disappointments. Like I remember this one year, I literally went to New Year's Eve and me and my friend were just laughing because that's how we deal with pain. We were just laughing. I was like, people out here with resolution goals, not me. We ain't doing that again. Nope. And I remember that very service. I still remember, like, it was actually Pastor Andrew Mzava. And he had come. He was a guest pastor in the church I used to go to at the time. And he was like, some of y'all don't even want to set goals again because your heart is so broken. But I need you to trust God again. God is telling you to trust him again. And just write something. And my friend was just looking at it along. What you talking about? Yeah, so this has been years of like doing this and seeing God's faithfulness and seeing God's just answering prayers. And sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes months, and it's always really wonderful to watch. And so now getting into the video, if it sounds a little haggedy, I promise you I have a structure, but yes, it's gonna be, as I said, a little bit all over the place, but the point is gonna be made. Okay, so grab whatever you're grabbing or do whatever it is. Maybe you're washing dishes. Let's chat. The first and foremost reason I am excited for 2025 is, as you might have noticed, Jesus. One more time, Jesus. Okay, yeah, so for me it is that. The reason being, the man's died for me, guys. Do you know what it means for God, the Almighty God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, to decide that I, who deserve death, will not get that death, but he will give his one and only begotten son to die for me. And then, I had not even been born. I had not even pursued him. He keeps pursuing. He has pursued me for years. Like, yo, you know what's the good news? He's doing the same for you. He loves you and he wants a relationship with you, in case you don't have it yet. And if you do, he wants it to be even more serious. He wants you to know him even more because he is the omniscient, omnipotent God. We can never finish knowing him. Okay? So yeah, that is the first and foremost reason I am excited for 2025, because my life is not my own. I surrendered my life a long time ago. I died to self. Like, for me to live is Christ, to die is gain. I'm not even kidding, guys. I don't mind dying at any point in time. Not because life is not sweet. Life is, guys, I can't be. Depression and suicidal thoughts are really the plan of the enemy, because, guys, life is good. And I'm not even saying my life is easy, because, like, I had a really hard year. And I've had some even tougher years. I've had some really hard times. But, life is nice. Oh, it is sweet to be alive. I can't believe I tried to unalive myself 3 times. But, see, as I said, my life, to live is Christ, to die is gain, because literally, physically, I owe him my life. It saved me 3 times. And, sorry, if that is sensitive, so I kind of say sensitive stuff like that sometimes, because it is my experience, and so it doesn't sound like a big deal until sometimes I say it and people are like, I'm like, sorry, I didn't know that's sensitive. So yeah, that has happened. I've made a couple videos about mental health videos, so I think I'll put one of the links here and you can go check it out. But yeah, so that has been a thing. But yeah, God healed me. Long story short. So between that and my spiritual existence, like, I'm born again, so I've surrendered my life to Christ. He is the Lord and Savior of my life, and so I depend on him. So I know no matter what, I'm gonna be okay. Like, he has never failed me. 2024, if anything, was like a reminder of that, because I kept reading a lot of my journals, because it was a very new era for me. If this is your first video watching this, again, I will link another video where I explained last year at a time like this, I was doing my last days. Am I focus? Not me filming this whole video out of focus. Okay, maybe we will have to edit. Maybe not. Okay. Guys, I might still not edit this video. My whole plan is for this video to be unedited. Anyway, we'll see. So basically, I was saying, yeah, so to live is Christ, today's game. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought, so we're gonna move on. Yeah, so I owe him my life, and he's taken care of me. Yeah, so talking about 2024 and how he has literally taken care of me. He has been there for me. He has um provided for me. He has not just in 2024. I started, as I said, like I started journaling like way back in 2020, 2012. Like in secondary school, I was literally a baby and started journaling. And since then, just watching who, when I read those journals, I don't know who that chick is. Let me tell you. I know who that chick is. She's a little bit cuckoo in the head. She's definitely cuckoo's in the head, but to see her faith and the faithfulness of God over the years, like the life I live now is by far like a huge percentage of it is exactly who I was programming myself to become. And I've not yet fully achieved a lot of the stuff that I want to still achieve, and I thought that I would have achieved by now, but hey, most of us haven't. Like 20 is a realization of like so many of, especially if you're like a big dreamer like myself, that sometimes it doesn't happen as fast. We were having a conversation with my friends and we were asking each other, if you could tell yourself, you could tell your younger self something, what would you say? And I remember saying, because I've been thinking of that for a while, that I would tell her it's going to take longer than you think. And I'm so grateful that I can say that, because it means I haven't lost hope in the things that haven't happened. But even the things that have happened ended up happening a lot later than I thought that I would have desired for them to happen. And so it's just a realization that it's going to take longer than you think, but a lot of it is actually going to happen. Yeah, so I'm very grateful for the faithfulness of God, and that is the reason I still set goals, and that is the reason I'm making this video, because I want to encourage somebody that has either set goals and is scared, or maybe you've been trying to set goals but you don't really know how you want to go about it, especially as a Christian. Is setting goals a good thing or not? How do we prayerfully consider it? And so the system that I found has worked for me as of now, because it has been advancing. Right now, what I usually do is, first of all, there are things that God would keep putting in my heart, like especially towards the end of the year, where a lot of the times my heart is in a place of gratitude, and like, God, I'm thankful for the things that that happened. I'm thankful for the things that did happen, because you're God and you're faithful and you're true. And so if it didn't happen this year, or if it never happens at all, I know that you have good plans for me. So I'm usually in a place of like gratitude and whatnot. And sometimes God will start dropping ideas in my heart of things like He would want me to do, and I would just journal them as usual and write them. So this especially like towards my birthday is also towards the end of the year, so this usually starts around my birthday. Like, what are we doing this new year? Because again, I would prayerfully consider a lot of the times I take a fast before my birthday, and I usually do a fast in the beginning of the year like most churches do, but I usually do those personally. So sometimes I'll find myself starting the fast before even the church starts, especially depending on what my schedule is going to be towards the end of the month or something like this year. And so usually I would take those, whether I'm going to church, whether my schedule allows me to go to church or not. I must fast in the beginning of the year for the last maybe 5-6 years. And so I started doing that, and that's around the time I would be like, God, okay, here's my heart. And it wasn't always like that. A lot of the times, I think when I started, I would be like, I would write all the things I want and be like, God, please make this happen. God, please make this happen. God, make this happen. And again, so 2017, 2018, like the things wouldn't happen and you get disappointed until I started learning, you know what? I don't know what I want. What do you want? And even then, I would say that, but I wouldn't really take time to like listen. I would write my own things and then still pray, and then there would be ideas that He would tell me, and then there would be ideas that I would tell Him. And so what would happen by the time I'm reviewing them at the end of the year is like some things would be happening and some things wouldn't happen. And some things that wouldn't happen 1 year would happen a lot later, and some things just years later I'm like, I wanted this. I remember 2019, I wanted to work in event planning. And right now, for the life of me, I could not imagine why I would want to work in that industry. Like, I don't even like events. Like, I don't go to events. Like, I like small gatherings. I like hanging out with my friends. I like hanging out with my family. I am a people person. I make friends very easily, but I don't. Like, I like small spaces. I don't like crowded places. I don't like big events. I don't like being in charge of a big event. So it's very interesting that I really use that as a prayer point, and so many other things. Like, guys, if you've been keeping journals for a while, go read your old journals. It's one of the most exhilarating things you'll ever find. And some of the things that I remember being so disappointed because I'm like, I don't even think this is going to happen. Things like, when I first started creating content for Instagram, I was like, I'm not good at this. I can't do this, but it really sounds interesting. So to go from that, like working with hotels to make content, I'm just like, I make content. To like making content for restaurants, to like being called by restaurants, like, hey, yeah, we're hosting this event. Can you come eat and like, and okay, some of these are not paid, but like to be called by restaurants, to be told like, hey, we're exploring a new menu, like, would you come give your suggestions? I'm just like, God, what did you do? But also, being paid to make videos about food will never get old. Like, I don't get used to, of course it's also the start, but I don't get used to the life that I now live, because these were my prayer points for years. And there are a lot of the times where I thought like, okay, maybe this is just my own thing, that's why God is not making it happen, like way back in college. And so to be there now doing this, and a lot of other things that I'll go through some of my goals for this year, is amazing. And so again, as I was saying, right now I've come to a place where before I start writing my own things, again, by this time I've already written some things that I think God is putting in my heart. But my approach when it comes to fasting and praying for the year, whether it's my new birth year or it's like the new year in general, it's always like, God, that verse, I think it's Psalms 37:4, where it says like, delight yourself in the Lord and he'll give you the desires of your heart. I used to think that means that whatever desires I have, I just tell them, then God will do them, which partly is true, but the actual side of it is that when you delight yourself in the word, when you delight yourself in the Lord, you spend time in prayer, you're reading the word, and you're doing all these things, not religiously, but just because you're hungry, you want to know Jesus more, you want to get to know him more, is then he starts putting desires in your heart, because then your heart is not to please yourself. Your heart is not to like just achieve all these things for yourself and get accolades and get recognition by society or whatever. Your heart is like to please the Father, and the heart of the Father is his people. God is love. God loves people. God sent his one and only begotten Son to die for us. Like, Jesus loves people. And so basically, when you delight yourself in the Lord, when you delight yourself in Jesus, the Word, when you delight yourself in prayers, in worship, in presence, in his presence, he keeps putting these desires in your heart to go and help people. Literally. And so, and that can look like anything for you. It can look like I'm serving in ministry. It can look like whatever it looks like for you. That's what Jesus does. He gives you desires to keep helping other people. Because that is love. Love is patient. Love is kind. It gives. God so loved the world, so he gave his one and only begotten Son. Love gives. And so that is definitely my approach to goal setting. So first of all, prayerfully considering, and you probably get out of it with like a few ideas, and then that does not mean to say like every single thing I wrote down is like this super spiritual thing. There's these things that you've learned by wisdom. There are things that maybe you just have a desire in your heart. You have not found it in scripture, but it's there. For me, after I spend time in prayer and like I get a few things, then I write things that I desire. Like, God, I want to go to Seychelles because I think it's pretty. So I put that down. Like, and there is a prayer point for it. This is our, I usually bind all those other things that I can't find in scripture, or like they're not major, or they're not like super helpful to people, like directly helpful. Like maybe it'll be helpful, maybe I'll sit next to someone in their airplane that needs Jesus and I can tell them about it. So, We never know. But all of those under the verse, I think it's John 16:24. And in the day you ask me for anything, ask for anything in my name, and it will be done for you so that your joy may be full. I'm like, let me tell you, I know there's like maybe a deeper revelation to that, but like as far as I'm concerned, my joy will be full when I'm traveling. Okay? So I'm here. Father, here's the prayer points. Do as you may. I'ma be here. Doing the things necessary to like allow for that prayer point to come to pass. But that is usually my approach. And so on to how I do the goal setting now. I've divided my life up from listening to different people. So I like watching productivity videos, and obviously I listen to a lot of sermons. Mainly as of now, I listen to a lot of Joshua Selman, and I listen to Sarah Jace, I listen to Stephen Furtick, Miles Monroe, Mike Murdoch sometimes, obviously Joyce Meyer. So these are just some of my favorite preachers of all time, but mainly I think I spend a lot of time listening to Joshua Selman. So yeah, that's around. So all of those people are the ones that have influenced how I push. Oh, Rick Warren, Mark Batterson, yeah, all those people. Mark Batterson is actually my favorite author right now. Very besides the point. But I'm actually reading a book from him right now. He's amazing. Now, onto the goal setting. I divide my life into 6 sectors. I set goals spiritually. Like, what do I want to do? I set them vocationally. So, calling, career-wise. So, vocationally, career. And then financially, because obviously it takes money to breathe this air. Literally. So financially and relationally and health-wise and environmentally. So I'm excited to explain the environmentally part because I feel like I don't hear a lot of people talk about that, but I usually set it. So to start off, spiritually, what I do with all of them, I have desires versus goals. So when I'm praying, a lot of them come like desires. So for example, when I started this YouTube channel, I was praying. It wasn't even in the beginning of the year or whatever. It was just in the middle of the year, and I'd been praying to God about what to do after my diploma. And I remember the idea just coming like start a YouTube channel. So something like that, it doesn't okay, actually that's a goal because it takes action. But what can I say? Desire. Oh, for example, my desire, disciple people to the word of the Lord, disciple people in the ways of the Lord. Yeah. So that's a desire, but it will take certain actions to achieve that desire. So the desire can be like evangelize. The desire can be like I want to know Jesus more. So I'm going to put them like that so that you understand the difference between a desire versus setting goals, because goals like involve actionable steps. Goals involve like an end point, or at least a certain way to check your progress, which is the main point. The point is progressing. The point is growth and having a direction for it. Because if you don't set goals, if you don't set ways you're going to measure that progress, unless you're like naturally, some people are naturally like very organized and like they just do life and they don't even have a lot of to-do lists and they kind of just know exactly what they want and they do that. I'm a little bit of a scatterbrain, bro. I want to do like 100 things in like 2 days. So if I don't give myself goals, I'll find myself scattered, and which is what has been happening for years until I actually learned to prioritize. Which again, that's what goals do, help you prioritize. So I'll start with spiritually. Spiritually, I set goals. So spiritually, I set goals to this year, 2025. 1, the desire is I want to know Jesus more, and I want to love Jesus more. And okay, actually, no, those are 2 different prayer points. So 1, I'll share 1 desire and like 2 prayer points, 2 goals in every one of them, which by the way, these goals become prayer points. So I pray about these throughout the year. So 1 is I want to know Jesus more and I want to love Jesus more, which they're actually going hand in hand together, because I would say the 2 things that I'm going to be doing this year, there's like maybe 7 other things. Okay, let me look at my list. In actuality, I have like maybe 5, 6, up 8 items. But this video will be like 2 hours if I do that. So I'm just gonna explain like 2 of them. So because I wanna know Jesus more and I wanna love Jesus more, and Jesus said that if you love me, you will obey my commandments, which means to obey his commandments, I actually need to know those commandments, which are his word, and to love him, I need to obey, which means I need the Holy Spirit. The 2 goals for the 2 things that I'm going to be doing this year is 1, study the word daily. And I usually have a plan, because it's one thing to say like, yeah, I'll just read the Bible, and then every day you're just kind of going through it and like, yeah, I'll figure it out. But right at the beginning of the year, I like setting a plan. A lot of the times like a Bible in 1 year, or like last year I did like the Gospels. So I was doing the Gospels and Proverbs and Psalms. And so what I did is I did the 4 Gospels. Some days I was doing Psalms, some days I was doing Proverbs. And I'm going to be honest and say like I didn't do Proverbs quite as often, because I wanted to do Proverbs, if not every month, then at least every 2 months. But sometimes I couldn't really do that because I'm a very slow reader of the word. I'm one of those like that will sit, I will read like 2 verses and then sit and like write a whole page about it. Like I am a very slow reader. Like I have a friend who was telling me like, oh my God, I'm reading like 9 chapters a day. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like I will sit for 2 hours on 1 chapter. So we are all different. So never feel pressured to like do what somebody else is doing. Learn from it. But if you find that you can't put that in yourself, for example, even the Bible in 1 year plan is usually hard for me, because there's like 3 chapters to do a day, or 4 or 5 sometimes. I'm like, but like, I wanna pause on right. I wanna pause, pray. I wanna pause, write about it, pray about it. So I'm a learner, and I study the Bible like that. And I think even like my natural life, like that's how I learn. I don't learn a lot of things at the same time. I think I'm a slow learner. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I understand fast, but like I process for very long. So I think that's what happens. Anyway, so whatever you hear me say in this video, I'm making this video because I want to encourage somebody else. Please leave any tips you have for goal setting, what you do to set the goals, what you do to pray about your goals, like down below. We can all learn from each other. Yeah, so that's what I do. I want to learn the Bible. So one of the twists this year is I'm doing topical Bible study. And topical Bible study is different from like chapter by chapter. So topical Bible study is basically you take a topic and you study about it. I've never been one like that. Like that doesn't work for me. Like I've never thought in my head like, I want to study this book. I want to study this topic. A lot of times like the Holy Spirit put in my heart like, maybe we're studying this book for the month or for the next 3 months. And like I'll go through that book, or he will give me a character and we'll study that character back to back, like front to back. There are characters in the Bible that, what do I not know about them? Like David, Daniel, like these are people that there definitely seasons where that was the assignment, like just study this person back to back, do Bible studies, go look up, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Jesus, but we can never finish him because like he's God. So yeah, anyway, so this year I'm doing topical Bible study, which I know some people do that, so it's gonna be exciting. I have like 5 main topics that the Lord has given me that I'm going to be studying month by month. And yeah, I'm excited for that. So pray about it. YouVersion has a lot of amazing Bible plans for a week, for a month, for a day. So I think it's very fundamental to like get a Bible plan, because a lot of the times what is not planned doesn't happen. So plan ahead. So pray about it and be like, okay, God, I want to read the Bible. What do I do now? And having a plan gives you, like, helps you. Just like, even if you have 15 minutes, you're like, at least I did this little part. More than if you have 10, if you had planned for maybe 15 minutes and you have 5 minutes, you're going to be like, oh, now I can't do anything because I have 5 minutes. So if you had planned for an hour and now you only have 10 minutes, you're like, now I can't do anything. But if you have a plan, you're like, well, I can do a little bit of it, which is another thing. If you want to be consistent, consistency is not, I usually say this, is not I will show up every single day, and when I don't show up for one day I give up completely. Consistency is I showed up for 3 days, and the 3 days I didn't show up, next week I'm still going to show up, and maybe next time I'll show up 4 times instead of 3 times. You know what I mean? So don't give up on your goals this year, no matter what happens. Yeah, so I'm doing topical Bible study. So that's 1, study the word daily. And 2, more prayer and fasting. Guys, I don't know what the Lord wants from me this year. The fasts ahead of me. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the things I've been doing for years, is like having intentional times of fasting, not waiting for like. Okay, I'm so sorry for like the changing lighting, but since we already started off like that. Oh yeah, so my battery died, sorry, so I'm back. I'm sorry that the lights keep changing. Working on natural lighting here, so love you. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, so this YouTube channel, and basically, and so yeah, I really want to do that, not just vlogs. Obviously vlogs are gonna be there, and like I feel like I've definitely finally truly found what my style of vlogging is, and the kind of creative, like that doesn't mean like I bound myself to like that style, but like I'm gonna keep being creative and exploring and whatnot, and the different topics I want to try. Like I have some exciting ideas, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. So yeah, speaking of which, guys, hello new subscribers. I'm sorry, I was gonna say that at the beginning, but if this is your first time watching my videos after watching the train video, if you're here from the train video, hello, hi. I had no idea that is going to go to the thousands. I've never had a video have that many views, honestly. Other than a shorts, I've never had like a full video go off like that. So to all the new subscribers, hi guys, welcome. I hope you're enjoying this video too. If you're still here by now, you're probably enjoying, because like this is a long video. But yeah, I do these sit downs too. Usually these sit downs will involve the word, will involve faith. So yeah, I'm very excited to do more of these sit down videos. Like a lot more of these videos. Like guys, exciting things are coming. Hint, a lot of more Bible story times. Like I used to do them. If you used to watch the if you follow me on IG, which if you don't, totally do that. We do a lot. I do a lot more like restaurant, eating, fashion videos there. But yeah, usually I used to do a lot of my faith, not necessarily faith videos. I think I used to just share a lot of my faith on my stories, and I don't do it as much these days, mainly because of schedule. So a lot more time was being spent on like YouTube videos and whatnot, which was still me sharing my faith. But one of the things I used to enjoy doing, and I still do once in a while, is Bible story times. Like guys, when I tell you I like the Bible, it has wild stories. Get ready for those. I am so excited to come back here and just talk about faith, talk about life in your 20s, talk about how wild the things that were happening in those times are versus how wild. Oh, by the way, guys, LA fires. I hope you all are praying for people in California, because it is up to us to actually keep pleading mercy, keep praying for people physically, to be provided for, like physically, but also really pray for their spirits, and that there is an awakening during this season, that people draw closer to God, people that left the faith, people that have never heard about Jesus are more, like in times like this when there's a lot of chaos, you'd be surprised like how many, it's like COVID and lockdown, and how many people actually ended up coming to Christ in that season. So yeah, just really pray for these people. Even if you have no one connected to you directly there, just pray for them, because that's love, that's kindness for humanity. So yeah, praying for y'all, in case there's anyone from there watching. Yeah. With that said, what was I talking about? Yeah, so we do more faith videos, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing more of those. Now, that is vocationally speaking. But both of these things, while they can be paid, whether I'm paid for them or not, I will be doing these things. Now, let's talk about finances, because that one, as I said, unfortunately, it costs to even breathe on this earth. You step out of the house to reach anywhere you actually need money. You want to send the gospel somewhere? Guess what? It takes money. So, we do need the money. I'm fully aware of that. Not to mention I am a fully grown adult that actually needs to have my life together. So that was probably the most stressful part of 2024. That has been the most stressful part of my adulting life. And this year, I'm excited. You know why? Because I didn't die last year. My biggest fear when I left my job was, what if I completely ran out of money? Guess what I did? I watched my bank account deplete to zero. Listen, it is not fun. It is the most heart-wrenching thing you'll ever experience in your entire life. Because it's one thing to be broke in college. It's a whole other thing to be broke as an adult. So yeah, that was depressing. But you know, we've seen God's faithfulness, we've seen God come through, we've seen God opening doors. So I'm walking into this year with Jesus. I've been, again, I was broke before, I didn't die. I've been broke and then I had money and then I was broke again. But you know, Jesus all the way. My faith has always been in Jehovah Jireh, not in my job, not in gigs, not in all those things are practical, but my faith is in Jesus. So with that said, this year I want to work with more hotels. As a content creator, I think last year I did a lot of restaurants and that was nice and fun. And actually last year was chaotic. At a time like this last year, I was all over the place. My brain was thinking of like the multiple ways I can make money as a content creator, and I'm like, you know, I could focus on like becoming a really good content creator and becoming really technical, which by the way, that's not my natural side. I'm not naturally gifted in like the technical side. I'm more naturally gifted in like hosting and talking and things like this, which is why like I enjoy influencer videos compared to like if I have to just do content. Like I've worked with corporate teams, like working on corporate content. No, I don't enjoy it unless I'm the model for the ad. That's when I enjoy it. But I've done it all, like last year, like working with bigger marketing or production companies. I was given a chance to do that and it was nice. And I'm like, obviously if I were to go that route, it would like, it's the practical money maker, like work with like marketing or production agencies. Like that's what's gonna make the more money. I'm not opposed to it, but after exploring everything, I finally know that long term, when I want to develop my skills, what side am I going to it? And that is travel. I enjoy making travel content. I enjoy working with hotels. I still enjoy restaurants, but they're not as creatively, and obviously the budget is not the same as hotel budget. So I definitely am looking forward to like working with more hotels this coming year. And with that said, I am also looking forward to, okay, so I can only share two. Okay, fine. I can't share anything else. The other second one would be give more, which I think last year, obviously, again, unstable income and whatnot. And obviously, being a creative, I still don't have proper projections of like how much I'm going to make this year. But I definitely want to give more because rich people are not generous. Generous people are generous. If you are stingy as a broke person, you will be stingy as a... And I understand what it's like to not have anything to give. But I also understand that even in the little, you always have something to give. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving more. Like last year, one of the things that is usually really close to my heart is like giving to charity. And I feel like the whole of last year, maybe I did, but I don't remember like directly doing anything directly. Like maybe I gave through church or something. But I don't remember directly doing something for charity. So I'm definitely like looking forward to doing something like that this year and just pushing as much as I can, maybe even more than once. Just do something like that. I may or may not vlog it. I usually do those things personally. So yeah, I definitely want to give more. So whether it's to church, ministries, charity, blah, 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 just give more. Or just a friend that needs help. Give more of my time. Oh yeah, okay, health. So we definitely need to set goals, guys. The goal, number one, my health goal. This has never been a goal. No wonder it's been dragged. If you watch this channel, you know, there's this thing that is called SLEEP, a 5-letter word that I have had a problem with. Sleep. I have no problem falling asleep. I fall asleep very easily. Unless like I drank coffee at like 4 p.m. like yesterday, which was an accident, but which I didn't realize. Like I was just drinking coffee because I was drinking coffee. I was eating cake and I usually eat cake with coffee, and then I did. And then I go home around 10 and I'm like, I'm not tired. That's weird because I've been sleeping really early, guys. Whoa. I switched off all my alarms. I used to sleep at like between 8 and 9, and by like 3 a.m., sometimes 2, sometimes 1 a.m. I am awake. And I love it. I know I'm a weirdo. I like being awake in the middle of the night when everything is quiet and still. I like it. So if I can't sleep early, I usually just end up like staying up too late until everyone's asleep and it's quiet. So yeah, it's usually either or. So yeah, but this year, last year, my health really struggled towards the end of the year, which was probably a combination of just a lot. Like I'd been lacking sleep for years, but I think last year was the worst, and I started really getting sick, and I just don't want to damage my body because I couldn't stop working because apparently I was enjoying what I was doing. I need to be able to enjoy what I'm doing for years. So yeah, I need I just need to sleep more. So I really am adamant about that. So I'm gonna sleep more. I've realized it has little to do with coffee as much as it has to do with myself and just not thinking sleep is important. So this year I am thinking sleep is important, and I am going to try and and this is a big thing for me, and it's natural for me because I got off caffeine and whatever, and still, like, guys, I sleep like 6 or 5 hours, at most 7. If I'm really exhausted, which usually really exhausted means I didn't get enough sleep the night before, is when I sleep 8 hours. And so for me, if I can get like 6 hours of sleep every single night, my goals this year would be achieved, and I think I'll be working in optimum health all year, excellent health all year long. So yeah, first goal, sleep. Hold me to it. If you see me doing an overnight all-nighter video, remind me, like, child, remember what you said? So yeah, no all-nighter videos anymore. We're gonna be sleeping. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be sleeping more. And 2 is eating right, but eating even better. I feel like I've been eating well, but I want to eat even better. I've been watching a lot of Glucose Goddess videos, and obviously I watch one of my favorite podcasts. I don't listen to it as much because as of late I try to listen to more film podcasts, because obviously I want to do more and more stuff in film. I didn't mention this, but it's not just acting, it's not just like writing, production. Yeah, so anyway, I've been listening. One of my favorite podcasts of all time is still Diary of a CEO, mainly because he calls a lot of like nutritionists or neuroscientists, like people who will tell you scientifically how to like live life better, especially in this day and age where a lot of things have changed. We don't move like the previous generation. There's a lot of cars, like, our life are very different, and so we can't expect to like keep doing what the generation before us did and expect it to work for us. We really need to like find out what has changed and how we can live life better. I think that's wisdom. And so yeah, I listen to a lot of those, and so I've been trying to eat better. For example, I still love my coffee, but as you can see, it's currently almost 10 a.m. and even this is early. Usually these days I have my coffee at like 10, 11 a.m. a lot later in the day. I am trying to incorporate like salty breakfast. So basically I do a salty breakfast because it's a salty, savory breakfast, because it's not good to have sugar in the morning. And I feel like one of the reasons I've been having cravings for a year, I eat healthy for the most part, but I have insane cravings. And what I've come to find out is because for the last maybe 10 years, the first thing I drink every morning is a cup of milk coffee. So I'm already starting off the day with a lot of sugar, and so that causes a sugar spike because I'm drinking it on an empty stomach, and then the rest of the day I'm craving sugars, or I'm craving this, I'm craving that. And it makes total sense because that's what I've been doing. So that's one of the things I'm adjusting. I no longer have coffee with my Bible study time, which I learned that literally from listening to Joyce Meyer, which probably she wasn't even having like milk coffee. She probably doesn't even put sugar in her coffee. I don't know how she drinks her coffee. But the way I was drinking it, it started off with me not wanting, like, my brain really heavily associated me studying my Bible and drinking coffee. So a lot of times when I would be studying my Bible, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I should make a coffee. And I didn't like that association because it would be a struggle when I'm fasting. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop it. And not gonna lie, I had a realization a year or 2 ago, and it's taken me 2 years to adjust, because it took me 8 to start the habit, if not 10. So obviously it took, thank God it took a lot shorter to actually cut off, but I think I finally cut it off. And so I just usually drink water in the morning while I do my devotion time, and yeah, it's vibes. So yeah, we're changing that. We're eating even better and like being more aware of like savory breakfast, and like being more aware of when I'm eating my meals, incorporating more veggies, just all that good stuff, eating even better than I already was, and obviously working out, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's health-wise. And last but not least, this is a long video, but yeah, I'm gonna edit this a bit. Yeah, environmentally. So what that means, it can be geographical, but it can also be people. Oh wait, no. Oh, sorry. Okay, environment will be the last one, though they are actually kind of related. So 5, relationally. Yo, I have a confession. Is it a confession? Kind of. This is the first year in maybe 5 years. In 5 or more. In maybe 5 or more. No. In like 8 years. In a long time, where by the time I was finishing my retreat, meeting my husband was not part of the prayer point. And that might be funny to some people if you've been following my channel for a while, because if you've known me for a while, I am one of the single people that enjoys being single the most. Also, if you don't know this about me, is I have never been in a relationship, and 90% of the time I'm totally okay with that fact. I say 90 because the 10% I also am questioning whether I am normal and whether it is, am I waiting on God or is God waiting on me? So yeah, I'm human after all. So now, I enjoy being single and I love it, and one of the reasons I enjoy being single is because, guys, I don't enjoy the art of dating. Like, y'all who go out with like strangers every other day, I don't know how you do it. Talking to new people, meeting new people, going out on dates, dressing up, blah blah blah. Like, that is not exciting to me. Like, it's exciting when I think of a person I've already liked. Like, I'm like, if I like a person, that's exciting. But some of y'all can even do that with someone you don't like. Like, I can't comprehend doing that. Like, if I give you a date, I probably, like, bro, I already like you. Like, best believe. Just last year, like the last, oh God. This is so besides the point. But hey, some spice. Hey, y'all don't want tea? So last year, somebody asked me out on a date, and it's somebody I'd known in like we had worked together a couple of years back, and so he kind of resurfaced literally from nowhere, and he asked me out on a date, and the way he did it was like so funny and kind of cute, and what is wrong with me? And I said yes, guys. I didn't go on the date. Main reason being, he wasn't in that at the time. See, his thing was timing. Sometimes the time is alright. He wasn't in the city. And I remember like going to his Instagram. I was like, I wonder what he's been up to. Because like I didn't see his account for a while. And I go to his Instagram and check what he's been about. And we kind of start talking a little bit. But like as we're talking, I'm realizing like I literally am not into this guy. Like, at all. And I don't know, I feel like it would have been a disservice for me to like go out on a date with him, which some of y'all will differ and will say that I should give love a chance, okay? Which I probably should, and maybe I will in like my future life. But it's really where I am right now, where I'm really enjoying my singleness, and I have a lot of things to do in my own journey, and I truly don't desire to, I say desire, God willing, God has my life, as I said, I don't care. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't like have a desire to like get married anytime soon. Like anytime soon. So I don't have that desire within me. I don't. However, what I have always wanted was somebody to do life with, which is what marriage is. But like, you know, there's dating before that. So I've wanted to date for the longest time. Like one of my main points is, and I would be specific, like, God, I want to meet my husband. Like, yes, we can date, we can be friends. Then when I was younger, like, in college, I would just be, I swear I make myself sound old because I am old. And that fact is not cute. I should probably get serious about this particular topic. But, you know, Sarah was 99, so leave me alone. But my point was, like earlier, I used to want, guys, this was my actual desire. I was like, I want to date, get married really quickly. Like in a year, I want to meet them, be friends, date, then, you know, we get engaged, we get married, done. When I started realizing what it means to have kids, and last year I took care of my own nephew, but before I even took care of him, like for a long time, the first time my first sister got married and had a baby is when it hit me like, you know what, no, I'm fine. I don't need to get married right now. It's fine. I can wait. I'm just not there. There are a lot of other desires that God has put in my heart that I want to work on other than having kids and getting married. And so it has transitioned from like, oh my God, I want to meet my husband this year, to, okay, if we meet, fine. If we don't, cool. Either way, I love Jesus. I'm going to tell people about him. I'm going to make content about him. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to spend time with my friends. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm going to travel. And yeah, life is kind of moving. When it happens, it happens. But yeah, I understand. I'm definitely at a point where I understand why I haven't met anyone all these years, because we could have been dating all these years, or I mean, and it's just harder to fight temptation. Like, it's very easy to be single, but because like there's nothing to fight. I mean, some still have stuff to fight, but as far as I'm concerned, purity is not as big a problem. We go through some things, don't get me wrong, but it's vibes. So yeah, all that to say, I have 2 goals this year: hang out with my family more. Oh yeah, love and serve my family more. I don't just want to hang out with them. Like, I want to love my family well. I want to know what, like, I want to do things that my mom enjoys. Like, the things that she likes me doing that I don't like doing, but I do them for her more. And it's usually very little, tiny serving things. And I love my sister more. And I serve my sister more, my sisters more. And yeah, I want to love my friends more. Yeah, I've come to realize I have a lot of friendships that are seasonal, so I don't know how long I will have the friends that I have, but I truly want to be the girl that by the time our season is over, whether I expected it or not, I know that we had our time. Like, when I was there, I was fully there. So in this season, in everyone that I've been entrusted with that is in my full circle, like, I want to love my friends more and be intentional with spending time with them and growing together. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, that and other things, but those are the 2 main things. Like, serve my family more, serve my friends more. So those 2. And then lastly is environmental, which environmental is literally, again, people, but like, it's more, I think, growth related. And because I've already talked about friendship, about growing together and whatnot, I want to talk about growth intellectually, but also calling, whatever. But I want to be around environments where I could grow. So I'm thinking of going to school. So I'm going to be applying to some programs, some schools this year. Yeah. So I'm very hopeful about that. I'm very prayerfully considering that. Okay, I've already prayerfully considered that. So now it's just the doing, the applying, the figuring out what I want to apply for. Because I have 3 programs in mind. So those are the programs I'll be applying. I have a few schools in mind. So yeah, I'm going to be applying. It could be a bachelor's, it could be a short course, whatever it looks like. I'm looking forward to be around growth environments where I'm surrounded by other people. But so one of them is that, but 2 is just to look for more opportunities to work in teams rather than working by myself. I had a chance to do that last year, but a lot of it was scattered. I didn't know what I wanted, and so I worked with corporate, I worked with event, I worked with like all over the place. I tried UGC, I tried this, a lot of 2023 was what do I do, and again, as I said, my biggest fear was like running out of money, so I was always doing things to make sure that I have money, until for the first time I thought, you know what, birds of the air don't plant seeds, but they're fed. Lilies are the most beautiful flowers, and not even Solomon was just as beautiful as them. If he dresses the lilies with beauty and splendor, how much more will he clothe me? Can I just sit still in my father's arms and actually ask him where I should go, instead of running around like a headless chicken, like I don't have a father? And I think that is the posture that I go towards the end of the year, and that I'm running on right now. It's like, God, what would you have me do? And so I go out, I do that, and then I do the next thing, and I do the next thing. Other than running around a little bit stressed, not a little bit, a lot bit stressed, a lot bit all over the place. Though I learned from all those experiences, and obviously all of that is what has led me to this. It has led me to a stronger person. A lot of no's lead to, like, no's don't scare me anymore. Like, rejection doesn't, bro, I've been rejected so many times. And by that I mean, when you send a pitch and you hear crickets, like, or you send a pitch and you're like, oh, sorry, we're already working with somebody right now. Like, those used to scare me, because I'm just like, oh my God. Now I'm just like, hey, okay, it's not for me. You said, oh, sending in an audition and not hearing back. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I wasn't good. No. I'm good enough where I am. I'm just going to keep growing, and I'm going to keep growing. And like, failure doesn't scare me anymore, because I've failed so many times. So now I'm just like, I just want to grow, and I've learned from it. And it's such a peaceful, exciting, powerful place to be, when you're not scared of failure and you're not scared of obeying God. I don't care how scary the next thing is going to be, but I just I want to love Jesus and I want to live for him. That's it, bro. So I'm very excited for 2025. If you've been trying to do goal setting and you wanted a structure, may I suggest that structure for you? It is something I've been doing for years, and I've seen, again, as I said in the beginning, I'm going to say it again. God has been faithful to me. From a girl that wanted to work out, and I would work out for 2 days and be like, you know what, God, me, I'm too young. I'm just going to eat fries and chicken for the rest of the holiday, and then we'll figure it out when I'm older. To now being the kind of adult where working out is just part of my lifestyle. Like, I'm not trying to work out. I'm the kind of person that works out. Eating healthy is not something I try a new diet every year. It's just who I am now. Content creation is not a dream I have. I'm living the dream. I've not achieved what I wanted, but like I'm living it, and I'm not missing out on the journey of living it. And so yeah, that's why I'm thankful. Praying, fasting is not like reading my Bible daily is no longer like I do it for 1 week and the next week I've fallen off the wagon. And my journals used to be full of I'm sorry, I didn't come for 2 weeks, I'm sorry. Like, guys, we all start from somewhere now to a person who's just daily there. It's just, and that doesn't mean like I still don't get hurdles. It's just the best thing about goal setting, the best thing about having a prayer life is watching the faithfulness of God. Guys, when he says that even in... I ran out of space. Again. Okay, yeah. Again, another New Year resolution. Buy more equipment. I need more stickers. Anyway, guys, so... I was gonna say, the Lord is faithful. One thing I didn't mention in every one of these is that there are literally Bible verses to back it up. I actually did mention this. But other than that, if I mentioned where it's from, you can go look them up. And with my particular prayer points, I do have scriptures. And with yours, if you can find a scripture to back up with your like whatever goal you're putting, it will be really, really helpful, because then you know like you're in the will of God. And so other than that, thank you so much for watching. I am so sorry if the sound is not up to par, but they're gonna get better, I promise. But yeah, looking forward to a lot more sit down videos, to a lot more vlogs, and to just doing life with you guys. Leave a comment down below of any comment of any video that you would like to watch, and if you would like to watch any routine based video, then, and actually no, if you would like to watch any video that YouTube is going to suggest for you to watch, it's going to be right here. Other than that, love you guys, but Jesus loves you so much more.